can bring about the change, and it's not about your face. Choosing any moment to break through the form, then I'm everywhere, but this is the voice that I can find myself on black paper. You cannot pretend that it's better for the silence, and still it's a change, and it's giving me a sense of this direction, and find myself to the piece myself back together, begin the crowd so lonely, but the fear would never sleep and hope it could be tamed. I lose myself in these poems, like walking through wilderness, in anticipation to find some bliss inside of a souvenir of a branch, only to fall short and get tired of life, while the burning of the garden only goes and falls short for the longing of a simple working man. To make more paper, the illustrations for you to hear the language of the fear ripping through the flags of the future. These love poems, these lost poems. Find yourself in the background for nothing and no one. English could be a word. Walking out, walk faster. The reason to remain a stranger. A love song played it all wrong and became infectious. It's the understanding. It's the understanding. Perception of what finds you alone and dying, perhaps. The understanding of perception. The light that will always shine, uncontrolled. The truth can be unbelievable and unveiled to be beloved. But it's not about you before us. The way your kinetic energy moves me, hold one tight that you could never have the integral position of love to find position to breathe life, death, apart from your spirit. You versus you, in an old school with fate and waiting patiently, feeling better than ever. Young, you need to grow up and not too young to act so old, but don't push it. You can have mercy. And you will find the melody and the melancholy to dance to the rhythm, to find yourself in the bungee. And the geek is still don't make out smart, to find undone undoubtedly. These three words like fishing under waters that are troubled with yesterday's tomorrow sitting in a sample of a transition in a blank notebook paper using its rights to write itself to be easy enough to take care of the reaching and the adjacent heart that love goes under. Head to start, toe finish, racing the war, the funny little thing called the closing of eyes and finding love deep inside yourself, course to the destination. Did he die because of drowning in a sorrow for human behavior and told and understood? Cold winters when cold bundling together to find yourself reaching again to the scat, to not be fooled and lost in the pensive hands of God, slipping into the darkness and motion of the silence, approaching you with every star and bound to own up to see its words. Is it a word? Is it a spelling bee? Is it ready and able to find yourself all around? Too late to cry, stop, wait, I'm still learning. To unlearn my only soul, to be modified, to connect for rhetorical questions and not to find some air inside of the claustrophobic space, the perseverance of severance, and once told a story to tell, but you're later it's always supposed to, and all one man drugs, karma sutras, and refinement to be like, I knew the crush with the strength of defying yourself, popularity, and unfamiliar hope, and black pearls, and feelings to be continued. That one kept escaping stained glass, and the bliss that was slippery to find the common ground. Of course there's a simile between here and space and time. There's no reason for me to unwind the clock. I move with the space that's allowed to give me to perceive. The perception for me to believe in more than ideology.
We all have two identities. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us in the inner world. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and we all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us in the inner world. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us in the inner world. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us in the inner world. We all have two identities, the identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us in the inner world. We all have two identities.
We all have two identities. We all have two identities. We all have two identities.
The identity that we project to the outer. We all have two identities. The identity that we project to the. We all have two identities. The identity that we project to the outer world. We all have two identities. The identity that we project to the outer world and the identity that we believe to be us in the inner world. We all have two identities. We all have two identities. We all have two identities. We all have
You
two
can often be
identities.
seeds of the day, passing time, like shallow waters, in a collage to only find yourself abstract. Until in 10, we only have the beginning, and that's some recent work. The will of your desire to find some release in a collective untitled. You deteriorating one person's health and heart only quarterly bonus yourself to find yourself.
We all have two identities.
We all have two identities.
Rise again.
We all have two identities. We all have two identities.
We all have two identities. We all have two identities.
Maybe it's just a position to find the desperate elements that shows you
We all have two
creativity and the
identities.
meaning of something clear or simplistic that serves a good reminder of components that you can never find or add to scan them enough to find formats and bags and pillows to go to sleep, hibernate. Who gives fucks anyway? Mentoring, reverie.
We all have two identities.
Go ahead and eat your breakfast
We
with
all have
champions.
two
You
identities.
can hit the peak of the
We all
galaxy.
have two identities.
You can find your
We
aperture
all have two
and your lush for crush for anybody becoming yourself for the astral plane. Catch up on everything like you're double dipping. Sirens and shores with the sea. We only find paralysis and tired for the place of the only search for the race is scorched. The temperatures are rising and guiding lights are internalizing yourself through the glaze and armor's lip service that you give. With no build up inside the wax that catnap. Only lost in thought. Uncharted terrain. Only to free fall. Fluff and fold yourself smoldering. Favors. Looking for sorrow, goodbyes,
We all have two identities.
These shadows will sometimes make you feel anchored in background, but only to find some kind of narrative that you can only describe to yourself. For some good measure. Be careful. Remember, careful how you get your feet wet. It could be your intuition, or the materialist calling yourself to your destination. Much to be desired.
We all have two identities. The identity that we project
Be seeds
to the
for another
outer
assembly.
world and the identity that we
The sister of somebody to stand for collages.
We all have
Of hearts,
two identities.
finding themselves
The
puzzled
identity
together.
that we project to
The kids
outer
assessed
world and
could be
the
counterfeit.
identity that we
The demons found your forwarding address to desert
We all
yourself in the
have
desert,
two identities.
ripping
The
yourself
identity
excitedly to
that
find
we
yourself
project to the outer world
another phone
and the
call or number to
identity
accept
that
to
we
meet a
believe
friend.
to be us in the inner world.
Or
We all
Instagram to
have
stalk.
two identities. The
Some
identity
nature.
that
It's overwhelming. Stump down your garden path. You really cared not for the food that was sacred and the deep meditations that came with it. Every time I breathe, I think of you and wonder if you ever loved me to begin with. Or this played house. Maybe I was caught under your spell. Maybe I'm a wrangler, navigating myself to polluted waters. Maybe dinner's ready and existence find your crisis all over again. Bouncing over state of minds like a narcissist echoes chamber. Sitting on top of the world and the mind still apart.
We're gonna light
The bridges
this
that you burn. Light
joint
between
with
the
a
sandy
big
slats and
lighter.
backgrounds and Mondays that
On
you can't
point.
get enough of, that week
Hold up, shit.
that you can't end. Hallucinated desires smoldering yourself.
I'll get a little louder and make a
It's
point.
only light years of fun.
The
Your
shit
love
these
is a
days
drug.
seems a little stranger
Slip into something more. Guided with the cage to
than on
find some
point.
lubricant. And accept
So when the crowd gets a little rowdy against political police, fuck them. Anyway, I don't want to be involved in any kind of physical way. I want to be far on the fucking star, looking upon them, bowing, chanting Om. Counting every fucking angel number you can even mount to as you see daily, driving in the street, seeing any kind of sign. What's your number? It's 777. It's time to dial heaven. If you wanna go there, if you wanna prepare for death, and don't stress if there's less. Anything less isn't even worth it. I heard if you choke yourself, some shit happens below the belt. It ain't worth it. I ain't trying to be found looking like a circus, but it ain't too bad to be employed by them. Maybe sometimes you might see me and give me a little recognition with my face painted.